Imagine buying yourself some fancy cardboard rectangles and then out of nowhere, Wizards of the Coast sends thugs to your home to take them back. That's the reality that somebody's living in.
Magic.
I am a wizard!
History.
I'm an old wizard!
The Magic Historian.
My bones hurt. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends. I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for an insane installment of Mega Magic News. This is covering what happened with the aftermath leak that led to literal thugs showing up at the door. Give us the cards! It's an insane scenario. So, because this is such a big deal, we actually have a live reporter in the field. Let's go to him now. Thank you, guy who's totally not me. Thank you, guy who's totally not me. I am here in a field, my friends, to tell you guys about the absolutely insane story that has unfolded regarding the aftermath leaks. It started out with us just getting to see some cards in advance, and it ended off with crazy at somebody's door. Give us the cards! This is a scenario we have never seen before, and there are a bunch of crazy details that go into this story. So I'm gonna lay it all out for you based on the information that's available out there and my opinions on what went down as a result. When it comes to the full-on details, since I wasn't there, I can't be 100% concrete, but this is, as far as I understand, how it went down. We all saw at the beginning the aftermath leaks. Now, at that point, it didn't really seem that out of the ordinary. Some pictures start popping up of a set before it comes out. That is standard when it comes to Magic. There's pretty much always some flavor of leak, but this one was different in a couple of ways. One, first of all, we weren't getting grainy, crappy photos that were taken on a camera from like 20 years ago. No, we had a full-on video because it turned out what happened was an entire collector booster box got opened, and because Aftermath is not that big of a set, it revealed a whole bunch of cards and created a big hubbub, right? And I thought that was going to be the end of it, but it turns out that more than one box made its way out into the wild. And as far as I understand, old school MTG ended up with almost 24 collector booster boxes. It's an absolutely wild scenario. So he starts opening these boxes, the videos go out, everybody's going crazy looking at the set. It's actually having two different effects at once. Some people are scaling back their pre-orders based on the aftermath cards coming out, and other people are actually going, you know what, I'm gonna order more now because I like what's in there. So it's not really 100% whether this leak negatively or positively impacted the set. It hasn't been like an uproar in terms of people being upset in that regard, but it took about 3 days or 4 days of these openings coming out one after the other until the whole set pretty much was spoiled. If I'm not mistaken, every single card has been revealed. But then abruptly, all of the videos that showed these openings disappeared, boom, off the internet. And there's a new video up talking about the aftermath of the aftermath. So you can hear straight from the horse's mouth over on Old School's channel if you want to hear his wording of it and everything going through it. He can tell that he has had to do it a number of times. When you deal with distressing situations and you need to record a video about it, it can be very difficult. I've had to do it a few different times, and I remember one of the videos I recorded, I'm literally just staring at the camera like this because I had to do it over and over. And this is on top of the stressful situation that you've dealt with. So, what we've got, if you haven't really figured it out so far, is someone who has a Magic set a month before they're supposed to. They're releasing videos on YouTube of opening this stuff, right? If this was somebody who just got the cards and they opened it in the privacy of their own home, there is no way that Wizards of the Coast would have known about this and it wouldn't have turned into what it turned into. But because the information is out there, all of a sudden Wizards going, whoa, 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 wait. The first day of March of the Machine being released, we now have people opening March of the Machine Aftermath. Well, we have to dive into this and figure out what happened, right? Obviously, as a company, you need to sort out what's going on. There's a couple of different possibilities. There is straight out theft, somebody stole something from the company, or a mistake. Now, Wizards of the Coast has had both things happen a fair number of times. There have straight up been real corporate theft issues where people stole full uncut sheets from the production facilities, took pictures of it. Like, there have been legitimate maneuvers where things were taken way before they make it to the public. But we have a different scenario here right now. Again, I can't say concretely what happened, but in my estimation, this is not going to be a theft situation where it turns out somebody stole something. This is almost guaranteed to be an ineptness situation where a terrible mistake has been made and essentially the product was just released early. And it's easy to see how. Wizards of the Coast releases so many products now that they literally have a new secret layer bundle that they announced yesterday. And it's tongue-in-cheek going, the cards are raining down, there's so many, it won't stop. But it's like, bro, that's not really a joke at this point. That's the reality we're living in. So Wizards is pushing all these products. They can't keep up. Quality is flagging. There's an insane scenario with the secret layers that we're going to talk about in another video, but I can't get sidetracked on that now. But it is another point in the whole Wizards really needs to step up their quality issues because it extends into everything. This is how things like this happen as far as I'm concerned. So you get a situation where you've got a brand new set and Wizards goes, we want to squeeze some extra money out of it. How do we slap something onto the end? They create Aftermath. It's a set with the same name. March of the Machine Aftermath. It's very, very easy for something like that to slide through a distribution chain as far as I'm concerned. If you see the numbers and the way they write on boxes and crates and stuff, they don't write like usually the full name out. It will have little codes or shortened versions of things. And considering the only difference between the two is one word, it's super, super easy to see how cards would accidentally make their way out through the supply chain. And then you could walk in and go, whoa, hey, this is for sale. I'm gonna snag it all up. It shouldn't be for sale, but here it is. There's nothing illegal about a supply chain issue where basically somebody breaks an agreement with Wizards saying, we won't sell this a month early, but if they didn't even know, do you know what I mean? Like, this is on Wizards as far as I'm concerned because they've done a terrible job in a whole number of different aspects of Magic. I'm not willing to give them the benefit of the doubt in this. I'm assuming that they screwed up. This stuff makes it out into this guy's hands. Now, Wizards of the Coast wants to figure out what happened. That's completely understandable. But the way they went about it is absolutely crazy. It's straight out of a Simpsons episode. Do you know the Simpsons episode where you hear a knock on the door? It's like, who's there? Goons. Who? Hired goons. It's literally that. I didn't even know there's this group, guys, if you know back in the day, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of years ago in like America, maybe it was like, yeah, but almost 200 years ago in America, they had these like union issues and they sent in these like strike breakers and they're like, oh, you want to strike for better rights and stuff? Well, we're going to break your face, like that kind of thing. So there was a group that was known for, they were called detectives, but what they really did was detect if you were part of the union and then pipe your skull. So this is the group that existed back then that was known for busting strikes and stuff. They sent them to this dude's door. Basically, as far as I understand, it goes like this, knock on the door. And it's these like armed thug level dudes going, yo, turns out you have a bunch of stolen Magic product and we're here to take it back, right? So you've got this moment where all of a sudden you have people you don't know at your front door. You've got this Magic product that I don't know exactly the circumstances it was acquired under, but you have to think to yourself, well, I know it's not supposed to be out yet, but what level are we dealing with here? What do? Do you say, yo, get off my property, get out of here. Well, you've got extra layers going on because he's got his wife there and she's crying over this. For all I know, she's the one who answered the door. So she's massively stressed out. I've been in situations that are similar to this, and I have totally made choices that will calm down and keep my family happy, as opposed to just going, I'm gonna be the tough guy here. So I think that what happened was they show up at his door, they took stuff from him that he had legally purchased. So they counted like every card, they counted every booster pack, and let's be very clear about this, right? Wizards of the Coast didn't contact the police. They didn't go through official police channels and go, we know this is stolen property. They contacted a private organization. To find out what the supply chain issues are, you only need the booster wrappings and the boxes, because they have all the QR codes, all of the like serial numbers, all of that. There's nothing in the physical cards. So they could have left this guy with the cards, but they took it all. And he said, I saw this in a comment somewhere, that he spent $4,000 on these cards, right? So as far as I see, he's doing a legal transaction. Wizards comes in and uses intimidation tactics to get him to willingly hand over the cards. Basically, let's be real, it's duress style. This is absolutely the worst way to handle things. Like, after these like thug dudes are done, they go, here's a number, call Wizards of the Coast. They call it Wizards of the Coast, and now Wizards of the Coast is like, oh hey, you know, it's all good. We're just trying to figure out the supply problems, and you know, we wanna send you out some compensation. And I bet you do want to send out some compensation, because there's probably an avenue that he can turn to legally and go, you know what these guys did? Like, if he can prove that the entire thing was legal and it wasn't stolen, and that's the dicey situation right there, because whoever he bought it from, if he can't be absolutely certain that they didn't get it through stolen means, as far as the law goes, at least here in Canada, I assume it works the same in America or whatever, if you have stolen goods, it doesn't matter if you paid somebody for it. It matters that it's stolen and it belongs to the rightful owner, and then you would have to go back and get your money from whoever, right? So that's the kind of scenario that we live in, and Wizards is just turning around and going, we're going to send these guys to your house, and now we're going to, after on the phone call, be like, hey, we're just trying to figure out the supply issues. I know that we super stressed out your family, and we could have just done this with a phone call or whatever. I mean, we had them find you, and instead of trying to do this amicably, we're straight up going hardcore with it. It's an insane way to handle things. And I don't know exactly how it's going to go. I don't know if they're just going to send him out more aftermath in a month. I don't know if they're going to send him additional product. He said that he's going to give an update when the story is over. So we'll go into that when that happens as well. But this is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, they're the ones who are responsible for this stuff getting out there, almost guaranteed. And they don't even need the cards, but they take them back it's an absolutely wild situation, sending out this crazy organization to be like, bro, give us your property. So it turns out there's a big discussion going on right now, people talking about like what they would do if you went onto my property, all this kind of stuff. It's absolutely wild. And you know, I always talk about wild days in Magic. Have you ever wondered what a normal day in Magic would look like? Just a calm day in Magic? Well, I got good news for you. I made a video specifically going over that. So you can check that video out. And also, if you want to be even more up to date on Magic news, I covered this situation like 2 days ago over on my other YouTube channel, Hatcher. So you can come by, hang out there too. Sometimes it's popping off with early news, but the language is also crazy over there. So bear that in mind. Anyways, old school MTG, I'm going to link down in the top of the comment section. I'm going to link his channel. That way, if you want to go and hear him telling the story, you want to keep up to date with what's going on, you want to subscribe to the man who is a legend. He's the only Magic player that I know of that Wizards of the Coast straight up was like, but we got to send thugs out to deal with this guy. He's a legend. That's epic, next level stuff. He had to deal with a bunch of nonsense stress to get it, but he is now literally a Magic legend going down in Magic history. And I should know. I'm not the Magic historian right now. I'm some other guy who's not the Magic historian. So thanks to the Magic historians patrons who aren't my patrons, and bye.